Hello teachers, Joseph here. In this video, we're going to go over Jeopardy and how we can use Jeopardy in our classrooms. Now, Jeopardy's been around for a long time. I don't know when it started, but as long as I can remember, there's been the game show, and it's a great way to make learning fun and to engage our kids in review of lessons they've already received and doctrinal masteries. I'll start off this video today with an overview of what's out there in terms of making a Jeopardy game. And then I'll actually go into a Jeopardy game I've made for my review, and I'll share it with you and show you how to edit and make them easy for your class.
All too easy.
We're going to start looking over the free Google Slides and PowerPoint options.
For free!
For free!
Here. So if you do a search for Jeopardy templates, you'll be able to find a lot of resources like this one that show you the top Google Slides templates you can use and different PowerPoint Slides templates. And these are handy, but honestly, I think what I've found with the pros versus cons is the apps are just so much better and easier and faster to do that most of these slide decks and templates are a bit dated. So I used to do PowerPoints all the time, but if you want to do slides, I did look at this one, this free Jeopardy Google Slide template by Eric Kurtz, and it's decent. So it has an instructions, you make a copy of it, of course, you go to File, make a copy, and you can copy the entire presentation. And when you do, you can then edit it. And if you want to use a Google Slides template, y'all know I love Google Slides, you can use this one. And I tested it, it works. So if you go in here, you can click on these different options, you can type in your question, and you can also include videos and audio and all kinds of fun stuff in a Google Slide. And you click on the answer, and it shows you the answer, and then it returns to the Jeopardy board. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't update when those have been selected, which is unfortunate. But it's a good basic Jeopardy tool you can use. And again, the guy did it for free. He's sharing it. I respect it. But it is limited. So again, pros is it's free. It's Google Slides. And it's simple. And you can add in videos and images. Cons, no scoring. There's no way to track score inside of this. And it's also, it doesn't show when they select on things, which makes it really hard to manage. So let's move on to the online game options. So when you go to online games, you can do a search for best online Jeopardy games or best online Jeopardy content. What you're going to find, Playfactile is the top ad. That one's pretty good. We'll go over that one. And then JeopardyLabs are the two I'm going to cover with you. There's other ones out there, but these are the two I'll cover with you because these are the ones that I think are easily customizable. Playfactile is really good. Playfactile, there's a free version. You can create a lesson, and it's very fun. It's cutesy with all the little cartoon characters, and you can add and remove points if they get it right or wrong. So Playfactile's good. It does have limitations, so there's multiple different versions of it. I actually created some Playfactiles way back in the day. You can see this one is October 2021 General Conference, and you can see you can hit play, and you can do a Jeopardy style, and we'll have 3 teams. Question and buzzer only. You can see there, it does have a buzzer option, but only if you're pro, if you're a paid member. So let's just do, I don't want to have pro, I just want to play. No. So you have all the different names, you put your names in and so forth. And let's do auto select and how to play, begin game. So you can see it does have a very cute animated look to it. It's got the music going on, which is great. We go to, ooh, this is a good one. Entertained, we go to learn. We go to learn of God. We go to, I don't know. Worship the Lord. I was close, but I would have missed it. So then you can add in points for Olivia or Sanjay got it wrong or Pineapple got it wrong. Pineapple really made lots of bad choices. You can add multiple negatives or multiple positives. But it's pretty simple, and it does update the board when you remove somebody, which is great. That's super handy. Paid versions have a lot more going on. So here are all the different versions here. The free account has some limitations. It does let you create some custom games, and we can share games. But if you scroll down here, you can see the comparison. It is limited to 3 games, which is a big deal. If you plan on using this throughout your seminary year or years for many of us, then that is just not going to cut it. 3 games is not enough. Number of teams is 5, no buzzer mode, and just lots of no's. No images, no videos, no no buzzers, no remote buzzers, no, lots of no's, unless you want to pony up and pay. And it's $5 a month or $48 a year for the basic one, which would probably be enough for seminary, but it's basic. And then you've got other options. So you're looking at $50 a year to use this Playfactile. So again, share with you the pros and cons and a quick demo of the app. It's a good option. It's just limited unless you want to pay. Now let's go to Jeopardy Labs. So Jeopardy Labs, I'll just be completely transparent. It is the one I use. I'm a fan of Jeopardy Labs, and I'm a fan of it because, well, primarily for one reason. Well, it's a $20 lifetime membership, which is big. So I have kids. This is my invoice from when I paid for this, and you can see that I paid for it one time, $20, lifetime account. So if you're gonna go and use Jeopardy a lot in class, I do think this is a good option that you could consider. He also has other games, and he also has a buzzer app we'll cover in a minute. But Jeopardy Labs, I'll just show you what it looks like. If you go into your account, I've created all these different Jeopardy games, and you can search for Jeopardy games. You can search for example, Doctrinal Mastery, and you'll see there's a lot of them in here from other people that have created these games. So just like Kahoot that we covered earlier, you're going to save yourself a lot of time by not reinventing the wheel and using other people's content. It's just so easy to share. So here's New Testament Doctrinal Mastery, March 30th, 2023. There you go. And it's very easy to start a game. Doctrinal Mastery 1, Doctrinal Mastery 2 that says, I bring you good tidings of great joy. Luke 2, 10 through 12. Again, it's very easy to use, similar to the other one. You can plus or minus your teams. You can name your teams. Very simple to use. Now, the free version doesn't let you add photos or videos or audio clips. The paid version does, but again, it's a one-time, lifetime membership, which I think is worth it, especially if you have kids or plan on teaching throughout your life. So all of these are ones I just searched for. Let me go back to my account. So these are all of the ones I've created. And each time you create one, you have the option to share it. You can make it public. You can hide it. You can make it private. You can clone it or copy it or delete it. And it's really easy to use. I'll go ahead and show you this one. I just did this one this morning. I'll be honest with you. I did go ahead and pull in some of my older content just to save myself time, because it's all Doctrinal Mastery for the whole year. So let's go over some of these with you. First of all, first words is a category I use. It's the first words of the scripture. And so I use this one to get them to look at the scriptures and look at the doctrinal masteries there. So that's how I do those. You see it does gray out when it's completed. And then the next one I have is key phrases and more key phrases. So, pardon me, if you really want your kids to be learning key phrases, you can just use these as a way to give them points. Jesus commanded, partake of the sacrament in remembrance of me. What's the chapter and verse? Well, it's Luke 22, 19 through 20. And again, very easy to add in points or subtract points if you want to do that as well. So it's very easy to do. You also can do videos. So I like to have pictures. You can see this is a picture prompt for doctrinal mastery. So that's good to give them picture options. Again, in the paid version, which is $20 lifetime. You can also have videos. Let me show you if I can have some of these. So here's I Feel the Need for Speed. I plug that video in, and you hit spacebar, and it's the first team to look up 1 Corinthians 15, 40 through 42 in their scriptures and show the teacher wins. So that should immediately prompt them to pull out their scriptures, either phones or the paper version, and search and find it. That should be helpful. I also have a Guess Who option here. I like to have these all in actions because it breaks it up a little bit. A lot of my kids in my class, they want to be more physical, especially the boys. They want to be more engaged and involved and not just sit there for the whole 50 minutes. So having an action column can really spice things up and make it fun for the kids and wake them up in the mornings if you're an early morning teacher. All in action. I got this image off the internet. You can see it's a cup stacking game. This is a cup stacking competition. Again, not specifically gospel or doctrinal mastery centered, but easy to use. So that's all in action. You can put in a daily double video if you want to and tell them to wager up all the money they have if they want. And of course, here,
I asked the internet what day most changed the course of history.
So here I plugged in my own lesson video. It's a question for them to answer. And of course, you can use videos for questions or answers, which is great.
The responses range.
And so when you're done, you can exit out of this. And again, this is all of the options here. So that is very easy to have multiple teams. You can have up to 10 teams, I believe, or more. You can print it out, you can download it, you can share it. It's just super duper easy to use. So that is Jeopardy Labs. Again, I'll put the link to this game in below the video so you guys can use it if you want to. But you can really make these whatever you want. You can have lesson questions. I went into our Google slide decks and I pulled out lesson questions I had from the last few weeks. So it's a great way to review. Were they listening in class? Did they get it? They understand the doctrines. True disciples blank to forgive. The answer is love to forgive, right? This is one. Our kids struggled with this one. What does it mean to be reconciled to God? That's an older word they don't use very often. And so I have the quote from the lesson, being brought back into unity and favor. So you can do all kinds of things. Well-versed, I just have them here to explain the verse. Here, they can actually explain the different doctrinal masteries as well, or you can just make that key phrases. It's very customizable to what you want to do, but the kids love the competition. And again, photos, images, key phrases, doctrinal mastery, lesson review. You can do it all here in Jeopardy Labs, and it's easy to share. So let's talk about Buzzer. So one of the things that they've got going on, they have this Buzzonk this guy created. And Buzzonk, if you're having a remote class or if you don't have physical buzzers, then you can use, you can create a room here, and it'll create a unique ID, and they can use their cell phones, or if they're on a computer, they can go to this URL. And I just tested it out on my phone a minute ago. If you do this, you can have them go to the URL and they can put in their names. And the settings here, you can make it a regular buzzer or a lockout buzzer, and you can name it whatever you want to. You can choose the time limit and how much time they have to answer. You can enable scoring if you want to use this for scoring. So this can work with other games if you want to stay with the free versions of games, and you can have buzzer sounds. So these are all options, and as far as I can tell, this is free. So you can use this for your buzzer. I'll include that link as well below. This is called Buzzonk. And on their apps, it looks like this. So it looks pretty good on the app. Let me blow up my screen a little bit for you. Yeah, here you go. There you go. So it's a bunk. I'm the Grinch. You can buzz in on that. And it's very easy to use in your lessons if we're buzzers for Jeopardy. So I think that covers everything I've covered in our lesson. Let me show you my notes really quick so you can see what we're talking about. So I've covered, I just made this little outline for our lesson. The purpose of the video, I covered the slide templates, the free one, the Google Slides, Playfactile, Jeopardy Labs, and the buzzer. And I think we are done. So there you go. That is a quick, very quick, just personal opinion lesson on how you can use Jeopardy in your class. I've had a lot of success with this. You want to switch up your games to keep your class involved, but with Jeopardy, it's just a really easy way to, get them interested, to make learning fun when it's appropriate. Every Friday, I have kind of a learning review fun day. You can do whatever your class needs, but this should work well over Zoom, especially if you use the Buzzonk or a remote app. In addition, if you use seminary bucks or points, you can use this to reward them with the bucks. I divide the winners, whoever the winning team is, I divide up the bucks between the team. And it's also your choice whether you want to allow them to go negative if they get it wrong, or if you want everyone just to be guessing their hearts out and just reward only correct answers. It's totally up to you. This is just another tool in your quiver of tools that you can use to teach your class.